Hi, I'm Lucy Culkin. I'm the CEO for the Jurassic Coast Trust. The Jurassic Coast Trust is leading a feasibility study for a new museum dedicated to the outstanding geology, paleontology and geomorphology of the Jurassic Coast World Heritage Site. The feasibility study is being carried out by independent consultants called IPW and forms part of our ongoing Jurassic Coast Collection Programme. The Jurassic Coast Collection Programme has three key objectives: to improve access to and engagement with fossils from the site, to support the management and sustainability of existing public collections, and to address the long-term security of privately owned specimens. We have drafted a vision to capture the purpose of the feasibility study and the scale of the opportunity that we believe lies ahead. And this is to create an accessible, inclusive and thriving museum dedicated to the public engagement with the Jurassic Coast's unique geological and paleontological heritage. In addition, a permanent collection representing the site's exceptional and spectacular fossil record will grow over time and drive ongoing specimen acquisition, conservation, research, varied exhibitions, education, outreach and partnership working. Finally, taken together, these will embed the natural heritage of the Jurassic Coast as a valuable catalyst for the local economy and community participation in the continued sustainable management of the Dorset and East Devon Coast World Heritage Site. In terms of timing and what comes next, we anticipate that this initial phase of the work will be completed and published within the year. At that point, we'll have a much clearer idea of whether a new museum is viable, where it could be located, and how it could be of benefit to the World Heritage Site and its stakeholders. The next phase will look at the progress and concept in collaboration with a wide range of communities and stakeholders in order to arrive at a fully formed development proposal that we can fundraise for. There is no doubt that this is a very ambitious project and we're at the beginning of a long journey, but these first steps feel momentous nonetheless.
Hi, I'm Chris Reedman and I'm Head of Paleontology for the Jurassic Coast Trust. The aspiration to create a new museum or centre for the World Heritage Site was first proposed in 2001 when the Jurassic Coast was granted World Heritage status. Unfortunately, it was never seriously progressed. Based on what we've learned through our ongoing work as part of the Jurassic Coast collection, we believe that the main drivers for the creation of a new museum are the need to bring privately owned Jurassic Coast fossil collections into public ownership, thereby improving their long-term security and unlocking their research and engagement potential, as well as the opportunity to create a single visitor attraction dedicated to the World Heritage Site, where its incredible and unique stories can be communicated and promoted. Quite simply, the work we undertake with IPW will establish whether there is a case for a new museum. As part of this process, and amongst other things, we will look to answer the following. How will a new museum impact existing museums and visitor centres? And could these existing organisations address the need that has been identified without building a new facility? What are the views of collectors, museum professionals and paleontologists regarding the aspiration to create a new museum? What is the market for a new museum on the Jurassic Coast? And where could a new museum be located such that it is viable and sustainable? Our focus in these early stages is to work with organisations and individuals who already own and care for collections of fossils from the Jurassic Coast. In later stages, we will look to engage far more widely with local communities and stakeholders.
Hello, I'm Bryan and I'm working with IPW and we're working with the Jurassic Coast Trust on the feasibility study for the new museum. We're hugely excited to be working with the Trust on this. We don't get many projects that are as interesting as this or have the sort of opportunities that the Trust have down here. First of all, it's a national project that excites us. Secondly, it's actually an international project because the opportunities with the UNESCO status, the World Heritage status, just make the potential for this off the scale. But although that enthusiasm will certainly be driving us, we're very much pragmatists as well. So what we do in our process is we take in as much information as we can at the beginning over how this might work, where it might be, who might come and visit, how much it'll cost. We put all these things into various permutations and try and come up with a business model that really works. Because at essence, what this is about is a story that needs to be told, and it should be told, and it should be told really well. So we want to help the Trust to find ways of doing that that are possible.